What's going on, everybody? I just want to share something. Uh, call it a nugget, call it what you will. I just want to share something the Lord has been dealing with me about, and I know that I need to get caught up from last week anyway. So I had a speaking engagement this Sunday that just passed on the 20th of March, and I um I was laying before the Lord that morning. I pretty much knew what the topic was going to be, what was going to be spoken about. And I'm laying before the Lord uh, just to get more time and dwelling on it and letting it going over it in my head and everything. And so I'm laying before the Lord and I'm doing what I normally do. I spend about 20 minutes a day at least, or for at least 5 days a week. I spend 20 minutes a day where I time. I set my alarm clock and I time prayer before the Lord so I can at least get 20 minutes in. And a lot of that 20 minutes is praying in the spirit, speaking in tongue and everything. That perfect prayer. But so I'm doing this, I'm laying before the Lord. And I don't know how long I was into the prayer, but I saw a vision, and the vision was it was a dark hallway and it had water in the hallway. Like the hallway was flooded. It was a dark hallway. And there was a skipping stone thrown like down the hallway. And then it stopped and sank as a skipping stone does. And the Lord said, if you skim the top, you will sink to the bottom. All right. And of course, that image was in my head. Is you'll skim the top, you'll sink to the bottom. And uh, I knew it was God, and I dwelled on it for a while. Skimming the top, and it was definitely a warning thing. Water can be used for life, but water can also be a representation of death because of the destructive nature of it. It can drown you, but it can also quench your thirst. It can revitalize you. It's representations of the Spirit of God of His belly will flow living waters. If you drink of this well, you'll never thirst again. So it can be both. But this particular incident in this vision, the water had a negative connotation to it. All right, skim the top and sink to the bottom. You know what I mean? Some of our brothers and sisters feel like we can dibble and dabble in sin, right? We can just a little bit of sin here, a little bit of sin there. I'll be okay. I'll watch a little bit of porn. Not me, but that's the thought process. I can watch a little bit of porn, maybe once a month, maybe once every 2 months. I'll be okay. Or I can lie every now and then. I'll be okay. I can cheat every now and then. I'll be okay. But God is telling us, you skim the top, you'll sink to the bottom. You know what I mean? So it's inevitable. The wages of sin is death, right? Jesus has given us power and authority to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the works of the enemy, right? When Jesus walked on water, he didn't skip. He wasn't uh, dashing across. He walked on water in power, in authority, foot placement after foot placement. He wasn't running. He wasn't scared. The waves and the wind were going about him, but he walked across. He wasn't, he didn't, there was no fear involved. He was walking in authority. And that's the type of authority we're to have, right? But how can we have that authority if we're dibbling, if we're dabbling? You know what I mean? So many times I hear of people who went to do an exorcism or to cast a spirit out of somebody, and the spirit say, nah, you can't even do nothing with me because ABC, you were doing this, you were doing that. And then they have to go get it right before they can come back and confront this spirit. You know what I mean? I just wanted to share that message that the Lord gave me. Skim the top and sink to the bottom. And I shared it on Sunday when I spoke. But I just felt to share it with you all as well. Prayerfully, it's helping somebody. Prayerfully, um, this message is specifically for one of you who are listening. You know what I mean? Maybe you are dibbling and dabbling. Maybe you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend that you're sleeping with, yet you have a love for the Lord, but you're fornicating. You know what I mean? You're skimming the top. You know what I mean? Maybe you are picking and choosing out of God's word, and there's some things out of God's word that are hitting you to your heart, that's convicting you in your spirit, but you're negating these things because they're uncomfortable to you, because you don't quite understand them, so you'll just disregard them. You'll take a little bit of God and not try to get the fullness thereof. You're skimming the top. That's not enough, you know. So prayerfully, this message will be a blessing to you, as it definitely is a blessing to me, you know, and just a constant reminder. All right. Remember, if you have a prayer request or testimony, feel free to leave a comment below. Shoot me an email at jacodio@gmail.com. We'll pray together, and I'll share your testimony. All right. And remember, Wednesday's Quick Word on Wednesday, where I share a nugget, something the Lord's been dealing with me about. And it's not a full Bible study, just something to get you thinking, motivated. Maybe have a Bible study of your own. All right. Tentatively, of course. But until next time, be blessed.